President Joe Biden is going to be issuing a pardon for his son, Hunter.
Breaking news.
Earlier today, Hunter Biden was convicted of 2 counts
Today's top story is making headlines across the nation.
of lying on a form submitted to a federal firearms dealer.
United States former President Joe Biden has granted a pardon to his son, Hunter Biden, over gun and tax charges, sparking heated reactions from all sides.
Think your father may pardon you now that he's no longer running for re-election, sir?
On the other hand, United States newly elected President Donald Trump has jumped in to voice his sharp criticism, calling it an outrageous abuse of power. Let's break it all down and explore the facts, reactions, and implications of this
powerful. I think it's a very bad decision.
controversial decision.
I mean, I think it's kind of ridiculous.
Someone with such power has also made such a personal decision.
The shocking pardon announcement. First, let's start with what happened. Earlier today, President Joe Biden issued a full pardon for his son.
I'm extremely proud of my son, Hunter. He has overcome an addiction. He is the brightest, most decent man I know.
Hunter Biden, who has been facing legal troubles related to gun possession and tax evasion. This decision comes after months of intense scrutiny over Hunter Biden's personal and financial affairs. The charges included allegations of illegally possessing a firearm while being a drug user and failing to pay taxes on substantial income. The Justice Department had been investigating Hunter for years, and he was recently expected to go to trial. However, this presidential pardon changes everything. Why did President Biden pardon Hunter? In a surprising move, President Joe Biden granted a pardon to his son, Hunter Biden, sparking intense national debate. The decision has drawn mixed reactions, with critics accusing the president of favoritism while supporters argue it was a compassionate act. But what led to this extraordinary event? Let's break it down. Hunter Biden has faced scrutiny for years, with accusations tied to his business dealings and personal struggles. Federal investigations focused on tax issues and firearm-related charges, creating a political storm that opponents of the Biden administration eagerly seized upon. For President Biden, the case was not just political, it was personal. Hunter's well-documented struggles with substance abuse added another layer of complexity to his legal troubles. The case against Hunter became a flashpoint in Washington, intensifying partisan divides. Republicans accused the Department of Justice of leniency, while Democrats defended the agency's integrity. Hunter's legal team negotiated a plea deal, but the agreement collapsed, leaving him vulnerable to further prosecution. This paved the way for President Biden's controversial intervention. President Biden has often spoken about the importance of family and redemption. His pardon may reflect those values, driven by a desire to protect his son from prolonged legal battles. The president's decision could also stem from a belief that Hunter's struggles were more about personal challenges than criminal intent. By granting the pardon, Biden sent a message of forgiveness and second chances, principles he has championed throughout his career. However, this wasn't just a personal matter. It had significant political implications. Pardoning Hunter could be seen as an effort to shield the Biden family from further political attacks during an election season. While the White House emphasized that the pardon was rooted in compassion, opponents argued it undermined the rule of law. The pardon ignited a firestorm. Critics accused Biden of using presidential power to protect his family, calling it an abuse of office. Many Americans, however, viewed it as a father's act of love and loyalty. Legal experts remain divided, with some supporting the move as within the president's rights, and others questioning its ethical implications. As the dust settles, the pardon of Hunter Biden will likely remain a contentious chapter in Biden's presidency. It highlights the delicate balance between personal values and public responsibility, leaving the nation to ponder whether the decision was an act of compassion, a political strategy, or a bit of both. In the end, the question lingers: can a leader be both a devoted parent and a symbol of justice? For President Biden, the answer to that question might define his legacy. Trump's explosive response. As expected, former President Donald Trump did not hold back. Shortly after the news broke, Trump took to his social media platform and called Biden's action the greatest corruption scandal in American history. He accused the president of using his power to shield his family from accountability, while ordinary Americans face the full force of the law for similar offenses. Trump also questioned whether Biden's decision was politically motivated, suggesting that it was an attempt to distract from the president's own controversies and declining approval ratings. Trump's remarks have already fueled fierce debates on social media and in the press. How are Americans reacting? The public reaction has been mixed, to say the least. Some Americans are outraged, saying this pardon shows favoritism and erodes trust in the presidency. Many believe it reinforces the perception of a double standard, one for the powerful and another for everyone else. Others argue that this is a personal matter and shouldn't be politicized. They emphasize the importance of compassion and family bonds, especially given Hunter Biden's struggles with addiction and mental health. What legal experts are saying. Legal experts have weighed in, and opinions vary widely. Some argue that presidential pardons are an established part of the justice system and are often used in controversial cases. For example, past presidents have pardoned individuals under questionable circumstances. However, others point out that pardoning a close family member is nearly unheard of in modern politics. They warn that this could set a precedent for future presidents to protect their relatives or allies, raising concerns about the misuse of power. What happens next? Now the big question is, what happens next? While Hunter Biden is now free from federal prosecution on these charges, this pardon doesn't protect him from ongoing investigations into his business dealings. State-level cases could still be brought against him, which might complicate matters further. Politically, this decision is likely to have lasting consequences. It gives Republicans fresh ammunition to criticize President Biden ahead of the upcoming elections, potentially shifting the focus of the national debate. Trump versus Biden, the growing rivalry. The rivalry between Donald Trump and Joe Biden has only grown sharper as both gear up for a likely face-off in the 2024 presidential race. A recent controversy has added more fuel to their already heated competition, sparking debates that are bound to dominate the campaign season. For Trump and his supporters, the situation has become a rallying cry. They see it as proof of what they describe as corruption at the highest levels. This narrative fits into Trump's larger campaign strategy, where he positions himself as a fighter against what he often calls a rigged system. His base is quick to echo these claims, strengthening his stance as a challenger to the status quo. On the other hand, Biden's team is working to shift the focus away from the accusations. They emphasize the president's dedication to his family and his values of fairness and justice. By doing so, Biden's camp hopes to present him as a steady leader who prioritizes unity and integrity over political attacks. This unfolding drama highlights the stark contrast between the two leaders' approaches and their supporters' unwavering loyalty. Trump thrives on energizing his base with bold accusations, while Biden leans on a message of stability and principles. These opposing strategies are already shaping what is set to be a highly charged election season. As the rivalry deepens, this controversy could become a defining issue in their campaigns. It will likely serve as a reflection of the broader divide in American politics, with voters choosing not just between two candidates, but between two very different visions for the country's future. One thing is clear, the 2024 election is shaping up to be a battle for the ages. The bigger picture. This story is more than just about Hunter Biden or Donald Trump. It raises critical questions about the role of power, justice, and accountability in our democracy. When a president pardons their own family member, it naturally raises eyebrows and sparks debates about fairness and ethics. It also highlights the growing polarization in American politics, where every action is viewed through a partisan lens. Whether you support or oppose this pardon, it's clear that it will have far-reaching implications for the political landscape. That's it for today's breaking news update. What do you think about President Biden's decision to pardon his son? Do you agree with Trump's criticism, or do you believe this was the right thing to do? Let us know your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to cite your channel name, and hit the notification bell so you don't miss our next update. Thanks for watching, and see you next time.